Recently, I've been on kind of a live album tear of sorts. And I've been listening to a lot of these live albums from different artists. And, I feel like it'll take me too many videos to kind of talk about each one, and I don't really have much time right now. I'm trying to watch this, Rockets Warriors game. Let's see, my favorite live album, I think, from the ones I've listened to, from the few ones I've listened to, is Live at Carnegie Hall by Bill Withers. Now, Bill Withers, for those who are not very familiar with Bill Withers, Bill Withers is an American singer-songwriter who was, born in the 30s and made a lot of very influential pop kind of masterpieces, He has, for example, everyone knows Ain't No Sunshine. Just the other day I was in a restaurant having some pastrami sandwiches, and I heard Ain't No Sunshine being played on the radio, and that's a pretty old song. So, Bill Withers, like many musicians, really started his career in his early 20s, and he came out with a couple of great albums. First one is called Just As I Am, and on his first album, he already had Ain't No Sunshine. He was, let me do the math, he was 22 years old, and he wrote, and the thing with singer-songwriters, as the title kind of suggests, they write their own songs for the most part, right? Sometimes they cover songs, but Bill Withers' first album has Ain't No Sunshine, one of the greatest tracks of all time. He covers Let It Be as well, and then the very next year he has another album, and he gets Lean On Me. When I think of, as someone who is about to graduate from college, I kind of think about these ideas of age markers and what people do at certain ages. And whenever I see some kind of artist or filmmaker or musician or whatever it is, businessman, I have this tendency to just automatically look for their age when they did it, because I realize I'm at the age where many people have already accomplished many things at the age where that I am at, and it kind of, it doesn't necessarily worry me, but it puts things into perspective, and it gives me unreasonable expectations about what I should be doing with my life. But these people lived in a different era, and they were thrust into the system much earlier, I think, and right now people are extending their childhood. Anyway, Bill Withers at 22, 23, Ain't No Sunshine, Lean On Me, in 1973. So this came out when he was 24. It's this album called Live at Carnegie Hall, which is, as the title says, it's about him playing live at Carnegie Hall in New York City. And I feel like that's funny because I was gonna say I'm gonna talk about Bill Withers Live at Carnegie Hall, but really there isn't much I have to say about it except that I really loved it, and there's a reason why I really love live albums. It's because you feel like there's a level of presence you get in live albums that because of its inherent imperfectness. The music is so imperfect that when you you have, when you play live instruments, you can't really it's impossible to, and live instruments, live performance, it's impossible to fully recreate the studio songs. So when you play things live, you kind of have to acknowledge the impossibility of complete recreation, and instead move towards a reproducibility that is more free. So many artists, and I've been to many concerts here, I've noticed that when they play songs live, they play completely different versions of the songs. They don't play the same songs the way you normally hear them. They usually, whether they have random ad-libs or random solos or random or they change the pitch or the melody to some degree. It's always different. No matter, every artist I've ever watched perform live, it's always different. In Bill Withers, when you hear him performing live, what stands out more than any kind of recorded sound of a new kind of recorded music of his that I've in the studio that I've heard. What makes it this different is that you can really tell there's something about the level of the rawness in his voice. His vocal talents really kind of emerge and surprise and elevate the music in a way that you really don't always get with live performers. There's always this idea that some people, they're better in the studio than live. There's some musicians I have experienced watching concerts where they they can't really sing their own songs. Bill Withers is absolutely fantastic. My favorite might be the opening track, Use Me, which is a song that I wasn't even very familiar with because I haven't listened to Bill Withers solo stuff. I mean, I haven't listened to his actual albums. I've only the first Bill Withers. I only know Lean on Me and I only know Lean on Me and Ain't No Sunshine, and I've heard some others in and out of different contexts, but I've never listened to a full album front to back. This is the first time I've listened to one, and he's incredible. The album is an hour 20 minutes long, but it's incredible to kind of be what it can to kind of simulate being in the presence of someone else in in this iconic venue. The Carnegie Hall is a great place, and just to kind of in any kind of way be able to be as close as you can to actually being in the presence of an artist, I think is an incredible honor, and it's amazing these things got recorded. I also listened to Live at Wembley Stadium, Queen. I listened to James Brown's Sex Machine, Curtis Live by Curtis Mayfield, Minimum Maximum, Kraftwerk, Mouths of Isles, Joni Mitchell. I listened to LCD Sound System, The Long Goodbye, Nirvana, MTV Unplugged, which I have listened to before, but I listened to Live at Leeds by The Who. Lots of great albums. But yeah, there is something very different when you listen to an album live, and I might have mentioned this in one of the other videos because I started listening to a lot of these. I actually reviewed a David Bowie live album, but just hearing things performed also just instrumentally is kind of breathtaking, in a way that just the dirtiness of the grittiness of the recording makes everything so much more present in your face. I don't really have much to say. This is a great album. If you've never listened to Bill Withers, listen to the live album first. I recommend it. Yeah, check it out.